Everyone, welcome. I'm Jack.
I am a ghost.
Yeah, this is Tangy.
Golly.
You want me to turn that light down?
No.
This is Freedom Homestead. Thank you for joining us on our Monday night live. Glad to have everybody with us. Let me try to, I have to pull up the video on our laptop and so I can see the comments in the chat. There it is. Let's see what we got here. There we go. All right, so we already got about 17 people joining us. We're gonna give you all a few minutes. Just say hi when you join us. Let us know maybe where you're watching from. I think that's always cool when we do our live shows to see how many people we can interact with all over. I mean, obviously the US, but we have people in other countries, and I think it's just amazing to be able to interact with people from all over, to be honest with you. I will say this, if you notice, Tangy's not as chatty as she normally is, and we may not do a whole hour show, but she's still kind of feeling under the weather, aren't you? Yeah. I think last week on our live show, we kind of told everybody we had both been sick. We'd been sick, and we thought we were both over it. But you started feeling bad again the last couple of days. So it's just this sickness just kind of lingers. It doesn't want to let go. You'll feel good for a day or two, and then realize, nope, the energy is gone. I still kind of feel like a bad head cold and stuff like that. So.
I think you can tell. I feel terrible.
Yeah.
And I'm like super pale. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, she's just not doing her best. So we'll probably have a shorter live tonight. I have a couple things real quickly though. If you watched our video we posted, when was it, yesterday? Maybe 2 days ago. We actually got our new fence to put up around the chicken coop, and we absolutely love it. We got a Premier One fence. We got the Electrified poultry netting.
It's awesome.
And yeah, we set it up fairly easy. I mean, there's always the beginner, trying to figure it all out. But once we figured it all out, we realized, this is going to be super helpful. A lot easier for us to kind of move it around and give the chickens fresh grass. And and the fact that it's electrified gives us a little more peace of mind at night.
Yeah.
That we're not going to wake up one morning and find out that something got in there and took out our chickens. So.
And the chickens love it.
Yeah, the chickens seem to like it too. Dogs don't like it too much.
No.
No.
They learned really quick that they can't get that close.
Yeah. And sorry we're not saying hi to everyone. It's hard for me to read the comments and talk to you guys. I'm kind of an either or person. I'm not really good at multitasking, but I see a lot of people. I see that we've got Mandy and Kathy and
Southern Bless.
Southern Bless.
A lot of y'all are here.
Yes.
Thank y'all for being here.
And we're so thankful. Everybody is saying hi, and that's wonderful.
I will go to bed. But Jack said he had a surprise for me, so.
Yeah. So
I got out.
I mean,
I was in bed. Now I'm out.
She's taken a couple of naps today, and you can just tell the energy is gone today. And our son's kind of complaining that he's feeling stuffy and stopped up. And it's hard to tell whether he's just getting a cold or whether he might be coming down with it also. So we just don't know.
Yeah, but we're keeping him, we're making sure he's taking the vitamins and all that good stuff.
Yeah. One reason she's making an appearance, I told her, earlier I said, are we going live? And she said, yeah, I guess so. And then she started feeling bad again, and I said, well, let's do it really quick because I had planned on surprising you. Like 2 weeks ago, I had planned on giving you something live
Okay.
that is relevant to our live shows, to our channel, and something I think you would really like.
Okay.
So
I'm nervous.
So we got 44 people watching. You guys get to have the front row seat on this. Open this up. This is for you.
Okay. Do you know what it is? You do?
Yeah.
You do? Oh yeah.
Give it to me.
Oh yeah, I did show it to you.
It's a shirt.
It's a shirt.
Oh, cool.
Well, they can't see it.
Oh, that's so neat. Guys, look. Be vigilant, be prayerful, and be prepared. This is awesome. Very, very cool. Where did you get this?
Our friend that makes shirts from church.
Really?
Yes.
Very cool.
Yes.
Oh, I love this. That
So,
is
yeah.
so nice.
So yeah,
That is very cool.
this is something that she started saying how long ago on her videos, and it's just been a catchphrase that we've kind of taken.
That's awesome.
And I wanted you to have a shirt with that on it.
Well, thank you. That is very cool. I love it. I like that.
Yeah, that perked her up a little bit.
I love it. That is very cool. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So yeah, hopefully that will make you feel a tad bit better.
Well, did you tell her that everybody's going to want one now?
Well, I've already
'Cause-
read one comment that says,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
that's,
I mean,
I want one.
a lot of people have been saying we need to put that on a shirt. So,
Yeah.
yeah, my friend Courtney, we go to church with her, and a lot of my shirts that are unique, she makes. Like my shirt that says,
The one about your hair.
"Nope, still not gonna color my hair."
Yeah.
I've got other shirts that she's made for me. I've got one that says, "All I want to do is hang out in my garden and play with my chickens." She made
Yeah.
that one for me. Usually, if I see a shirt or if I have an idea for a shirt, I tell her about it and then she makes it. So.
Yeah. Can y'all read that? Yeah.
That is
Kathy put it on there.
awesome.
It says, be vigilant, be prayerful, and be
I
prepared.
love that. That is great. That is so great.
And I like that color.
Yeah.
That look. That
Well,
would
this
look
is
good.
my favorite style shirt too.
Mm-hmm.
So very cool. Thanks.
You're welcome. You're
great.
welcome. And I hope you get to feeling better.
Love it.
Hopefully that will help.
Yes. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I guess that can be your treat for Halloween. Your Halloween treat.
Okay.
So yeah, yeah, that looks really good. I hadn't even opened the package or anything. She made the shirt and she sent me a screenshot of it and she said, "Does this look good?" And I said, "That's perfect." So
Very cool. I
Yeah.
love it. Very good.
yeah, and I thought it would be appropriate to kind of give it to you while we were doing a show because it's very relevant, very timely.
Yeah. Very cool.
Um,
Thank you.
Yeah, I like the baseball style shirts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's my favorite.
yeah. So yes, so besides that, we got the Premier One fencing. We posted a video a few days ago if y'all want to go back and watch that later. And some of you probably have a lot of experience with that fencing.
Hey, Anna.
Oh, there's Anna. Hi, Anna. A lot of you probably have experience with that type of fencing. We were kind of novices to it. If you are thinking about some sort of fencing that you might want to get, if you are getting into some, if you're getting any kind of livestock, chickens or goats or stuff like that, although we've only had this now about a week set up, I'm already a kind of a big believer in how well this stuff works. So I highly recommend it. It is an investment. It is pricey. It's not cheap, but I think there's a reason why. If you talk to a lot of people that have it, they will talk about how they tried other types of fencing and other things, and then they eventually worked their way up and just got this stuff because it works. And so, we see why. A lot of people say just go with it. But anyway, we're big fans so far of it. It was easy to set up.
It's easy to set up, and it gives them so much more room.
Yeah, and there is an option.
I think it looks nice too.
It does. It does. It looks a lot better than what we had up there.
Yeah. Although I will say I don't regret doing the cheaper setup, which I went to TSC and got the mesh fencing. It was like $35 for a 100-foot roll, and then we bought several of the T-posts. So, if that's all you can do at the time, it works too. It just, your dogs can chew through it, which we've learned the hard way.
Which our dog did chew through it to get to some food that we were putting out for the chickens.
But other than that, it worked. I mean, it kept the chickens in for the most part.
It served its purpose.
Yeah.
Because at the time, we weren't able to buy the better fencing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Ethan, I don't know what
Anna, we miss you two guys at church. We've been out the last couple of weeks because we've been going through the virus.
Probably be out a couple more.
Man, yes.
Anyway,
say something?
yeah, Ethan, he's talking to, I guess, Southern Blessed Homestead, and he said that he's somewhere warm.
Ethan is?
And so I was thinking of Dumb and Dumber. Somewhere warm.
Yes, somewhere out.
Where the salmon, where the salmon instinctively flock like anyway. I can't remember. And he goes, I'm talking about a place called Aspen.
A nice warm place like Aspen.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got it. Yeah.
No, he said where the women instinctively flock like the salmon of Capistrano. That's what it was.
Capistrano. Yeah. Hey, it's a very quotable movie.
Samsonite. I was
Samsonite. Yeah.
Listen, I speak movie quotes, so
had to perk her up
that movie is extremely quotable.
Samsonite. Swanson?
Sammy?
Oh, Samsonite. I was way off, and it was Swanson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I did see, how people will post a million pictures of them dressed up for Halloween, and then when you're scrolling through your Facebook feed, you see what everybody dressed up as. I did see where two little kids did dress up like Dumb and Dumber when they had their tuxedos going to the ball. The big orange suit.
That's
and
awesome.
It was funny. Two little bitty kids dressed up like that.
Tasman, Atlanta said I tripped on one of my chickens and fell on my favorite chicken Sunday.
Oh,
We had an unexpected chicken dinner.
Oh, no.
That is too funny.
Oh.
Oh, no. Didn't get the memo there, Ethan.
No, I did
Wow.
not know that. So.
Love Dumb and Dumber, yeah.
It must be. I didn't get the memo. Maybe he's already announced it on their channel too.
Probably.
Yeah, with being sick, we just haven't been keeping up with everybody like we should.
Yeah, because if I'm
But I'm assuming it's
not sleeping, I'm working.
I'm assuming it's further south since he said he's going someplace
that's
warm.
awesome.
It's actually what?
Oh, we have a troll. Is this a Trump campaign stream? Not yet. Stick around. It might turn into one. Oh, mercy.
No, what?
Where?
Mandy, was it no ice?
Oh, yeah. That's the one that asked about the Trump campaign
Oh,
stream.
okay.
Oh, man. Let's see. We haven't released any videos in a while, so I don't think we're getting a lot of reach. So don't worry about it.
Okay. Well, that's always exciting. A nervousness.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming that you're moving on to bigger and better opportunities.
That is exciting. I'm always happy for our Homestead friends when they're doing something challenging.
Yeah.
And
You were telling me about Lumna Acres?
Lumna Acres, y'all. Did y'all see that they have bought?
If you don't follow Lumna Acres,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't want to say if you haven't seen it yet, I don't want to give it away, but they just bought some land.
they just made a big purchase.
I ain't gonna disclose the amount, but whoa, and they have big dreams.
Yeah,
plans.
he says they are more land.
That is awesome. Very,
Yeah.
very cool.
And I mean, we wanted more land originally, but I remember moving from the subdivision being enclosed with all the neighbors
Yeah.
on every corner of our house, just coming out here out in the open where you're back out in farmland
Yeah.
and you're surrounded by farms. Even
Yeah.
though we don't have the acreage, we're still 1 acre.
Right. Well, actually,
But you talk about the opportunities.
we actually
how
have
exciting it was.
we actually have less land out here in the country
We
than
did.
we did in the subdivision. However, like you said, we traded for the country and where people are not right on top of you and
We feel like we have a lot more space.
yeah.
Our actual footprint of acreage that we own is less than when we were in the subdivision, but it feels like it's 10 times more,
Yeah.
to be honest with you, just because of the space. It's all farmland, so it's all open.
You can do a lot with an acre. We have, and our house actually sits toward the back of the property, so we actually have a ton of land out front of our house
Yeah.
that we could utilize, and hopefully we will. Maybe just grow more food out there.
Yeah,
but-
it's really weird because we've got a huge front yard. It's really pretty. Yeah, and I can't believe what all we've done with our backyard.
Yeah. How much would you say that we actually have in our backyard? Would you say a quarter or less?
Yeah, maybe
About a quarter?
a quarter of an acre.
Yeah.
But we've done a lot with it. And yeah, because I'd say over half of our land is in the front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Dawn.
Yeah. I tell you, just being home, not having a whole lot to do, and not really having the energy to get out and do a lot. Even when we got the fencing, our Premier One fencing, taking the old fence down and putting the new fence up, I was still trying to get my energy back from being sick. And I'd go outside and be outside for about an hour and be like, I'm going to go lay down. And you're still having that. You'll have a day of...
When I woke up this morning, I actually felt pretty good. I was like, if anything, I'm just gonna fake it till I make it today. I've got to work. I'm just gonna get stuff done. And then as the day progressively went on, I've started feeling more like it's.
Yeah.
I'm going from I feel like I have a cold to I feel like I have the flu.
Thank you for the prayers. Yes, we appreciate any prayers. I think we'll get over this hopefully sooner than later. I know she'll be getting well soon. We're really praying that our children doesn't get sick.
Yeah.
We know they've been exposed.
Right.
I mean,
Thanks, Mike.
had a lot of time reading. I actually have a book here that I read. Usually it takes me a long time to read books, but I got this book. It's called The Lost Anchor by Kent Welch. And I will give you a little plug if any of our friends out there that if you want any of our friends that would be kind of, if you consider yourself a Christian, a churchgoer, and you want a nice read, this is a really good book. I mean, if you
Hey,
just
Carol.
get on Amazon and look up The Lost Anchor by Kent Welch, it's a really good book, very timely about what's going on with just Scripture and the Bible, how that anchor is the anchor of truth, God's Word, absolute truth, what He wants us to live by, He knows what's best for us. He's God. He made us. He made everything for us. And if we would follow His word and His teachings, we would have a such better life. Follow after the Spirit, not after the flesh. We all have that word available to us. It's everywhere now. We can get it on our phone and anywhere.
Kathy's quick.
But we just don't. Wow. We just don't read it and live by it anymore like we should. And this book is just a reminder to get back to it and how important it is. When we do get away from it, the problems that happens, and then when we get back into it and live according to that anchor of God's word, it changes our life, it changes our communities, it can change a nation. And that's been proven in the past. And I thought it was a really good book, really easy read. Anyway, that's my little plug for tonight. Besides the Premier One fencing, which we have instantly become fans of too.
Yeah.
I don't know if Courtney wants more business, but we could plug her too.
She does.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll I'll double check with my friend that made the shirt and make sure she's okay with us sharing her contact information, which I'm sure she is. But we'll share that with y'all.
If you're just now joining us, Tangy got a nice shirt tonight, and it's got one of her favorite sayings right now that she's been using a lot. So
Yeah, I love it.
I wanted to get that for her and surprise her tonight with that.
Yeah.
And our friend made it for us, and she makes shirts for other people. Yeah, so you'll let them know.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kathy, for posting the link to that book. We'll appreciate that.
Very cool. Can I make a plug? Sure.
Okay. Who?
Yeah, Mike.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mike, if you haven't got this, I've got an extra copy for you.
I thought we have. Yeah.
Well, I have an extra copy for you. I just haven't picked it up yet. I got several extras, and then we got 6. So I said, hang on to them. I'll get them after we all get well. Love the shirt.
Yeah, the shirt's very cool. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Oh, nice. So he's got a video being edited and 2 more videos this week. Very cool. So if you're not sure who we're talking about or who we're talking to, we're talking about Mike, who's Wilderness Survival Simplified. He's our friend that did the survival videos with us.
The baking outside
over a
and
month
talking
back.
about fire starting stuff. He's not only our friend. Well, he is our friend, but he's not only our friend. He's our pastor. Well, Pastor Mike. But his channel is Wilderness Survival Simplified, and he's for years and years and years he has been teaching bushcrafting and survival type stuff. He did that a lot for the youth, and he's a really great teacher teaching kids these back to basic skills like how to make fire and stuff that I should have actually learned in Boy Scouts, but really didn't stick with it long enough to learn anything.
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool things that that he can share.
Yeah.
And one thing I didn't go to the bushcrafting lesson where he taught the kids how to boil water in a plastic bottle. I just find that so intriguing. So all fantastic skills to have. So definitely check out his channel. If you hover by his name, 3 dots will pop up, and I think if you right click on it, it'll say go to his channel, and then you can subscribe.
Yeah, now he is just now starting his channel, so he just said that he is just now starting to get a couple of videos edited, and we'll hopefully post them soon. He also says he's going to do a fodder video, but will take 6 days. So fodder, he's has chickens too. They have a small homestead just like us.
We got our chickens at the same time.
Yeah, we ordered our chickens together. And so he's going to be growing his own fodder, his food for the chickens.
Yeah.
He's been trying to get us to do it. We just hadn't got it yet.
Yeah, we haven't got the setup yet.
Um,
But yeah, Mike is awesome and very excited to see how his videos turn
and I
out.
will say, Mike, I'm so sorry that right when I was supposed to start helping him set up these videos and try to help him get started, we all got the Rona here at the household here, so
We got the Rona.
we got it.
Yeah.
But I love watching. We watch more than just homestead videos. We watch a lot of prepping type videos. There's a few political people that I love watching. One is Rick Green out of Texas, and Rick Green's been talking a whole lot about what's going on. He says just don't live out of fear, live out of freedom. So that's what we're trying to do. We're just trying to take positive and not not let fear rule us, let the freedom rule us.
Yeah. Jennifer, as of right now, Parker has started complaining of some cold-ish symptoms, allergy symptoms. So, he may have it. I mean, we've all been, the kids have been exposed. So.
I mean, we've all been cooped up together in the house now for 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, at least 2 weeks. Because I got it 2 weeks ago. I guess you've had it about a week now. So we've all been kind of exposed. It's in the household.
Yeah. I haven't checked for eggs today, and Parker has been checking for me. But we've been averaging about an egg a day. Has anybody checked today?
Not that I know of.
Yeah,
I don't think Parker went out there today.
But
I let the chickens out and let them kind of run around in the garden and run around in the backyard for a couple of hours. And then when I put them up, I actually never went in and checked. I forgot all about it. But I do know that, sorry, I shook everything. I do know that one of the chickens went back to the coop early. So we probably do have an egg out there.
Yeah, and I've also noticed too that they seem more, the chickens seem more, what is the word I'm looking for? Affectionate? Have you noticed that? See, before they started laying, there was 1 or 2 that were like, I don't want to say they were aggressive because that's not it, but like you get close to them and they would hunker down like, what are you doing?
They flare out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now they
that, they flare out.
Yeah, and they just, now, I don't know, like I come in there and they act like they're so happy to see me and they just stay right by me, like they're just being so sweet. And but yeah, so we've
Hormones.
maybe
Could be.
I don't know.
Could be a little bit of change in the chicken hormones.
Yeah.
I did notice today when I went out,
I'm the chicken mama.
they got around the house. They got on the other side of the house. And I don't want them getting too far out front because I don't want them to go towards the road. So I just went out there, and usually instead of kind of shooing them and chasing them back, I just walked.
Yeah.
And they followed me.
Yeah.
And then I got to thinking, that's cool, but as much as we work and do stuff outside, I don't want every time I go outside, everywhere I go, the chickens following after me.
I like it. I think it's sweet. They yeah, especially when I go out there, they follow me wherever I go.
I want them friendly. I don't want them following me around. I mean, we've already got 2 puppy dogs that do that. Everywhere we go, they follow us around. Little shadows.
Yeah.
Just have a bunch of little chicken shadows following us around.
Yeah. And that's one thing that I'm pleasantly surprised by.
They got the Chinese virus too.
They got the Wuhan.
They got the...
But one thing I'm pleasantly surprised by is Bo in Georgia. They will be right in the midst of all the chickens and like not pay them any attention, or they don't chase them, they don't do anything. They all hang out. Now Ruger has been chasing them, but she's a puppy.
She'll learn.
Yeah. But it is kind of cool. It's like Georgia and Bo, they're just natural born farm dogs. They're just like hanging out with the chicks.
I think it's Ethan from 180 Degrees from Average. He says that flaring out thing is usually a sign
Hey, Heritage Waves.
they think you're a rooster. They're basically saying you're the dominant one. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, it did not take long for our little puppy, Ruger.
Ruger got zapped first.
He got zapped within, got zapped within 5 or 10 minutes. Of us making the fence hot.
Yeah. It was kind of funny.
Because we were watching the chickens. We let it go hot, and we're watching the chickens to see, you know, if they're going to test it out. And then on the other side, we heard the little dog yelp and take off running to the house. And then probably 15, 20 minutes later, the other dog got out there and stuck his nose on it.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if Bo's gotten zapped yet.
So being a guy, I wanted to know
How this is going.
how hot is this fence?
Well, I wanted to know too. I just didn't want to touch it because I'm not dumb. Not to say that you're dumb or anything. I'm just saying.
Hey, you married me. So.
I didn't say I was perfect.
Well, I know I'm not perfect. And our son, he was out there. He wants to touch it really, really bad. And of course, he's a teenager, so of course he wants to touch it. But I don't think he has. He has not got up the courage to touch it. I went out there and I've been shocked 4 or 5 times. I think 4 times now. And really on purpose, yeah, just touching it just to see how bad the zap is. So yeah.
I think this just shows the difference between boys and girls.
Yeah, because it zapped me once and I'm just like, oh, that wasn't bad at all. Oh yeah. No, that's not really bad. No, yeah, it's like a big static shock.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm dumb. I'll admit it. I'm not gonna go out there and like pee on it or anything like that. But
well, I would hope not.
I'm not that dumb, but
then I'd question everything.
Yeah, I did grow up in the Double Dare era, but hopefully we've grown out of that a little bit.
That was too funny. Oh man.
Touche. Let's see.
Hey, Joy Bless
Tangie's not missing that piece of common sense. Yeah.
Diana, yes. Well, I think you're over it.
What? Over the Rona?
Over the Rona.
Yeah.
I love how Jess, Roots and Refuge, I don't know if the boys still call it, but I remember when it all first happened, she said that her kids would get up in the morning and they would ask, is Roni macaroni still a thing?
Oh, really?
Uh-huh. So that's what I always think of Corona. I always think of, I don't know if they say Coroni macaroni or Rona macaroni. Anyway,
yeah,
really
I mean, because it's 2020 and it's an election year, they had to make it all political, so they really didn't know what to call it because they didn't want to offend anybody. You know, like the Spanish flu 100 years ago, there's no way they would have called it the Spanish flu today.
You just did.
That's because that's what it was. That's what we all know it by.
I'm offended.
Okay. But I found out that, you know, what we call it COVID or COVID-19 or some Corona. But I learned that over in Thailand and over in other countries, they all call it the Wuhan flu. Because that's where it come from. So they still call it that over there, and because that's where it is. So,
oh my goodness.
Of course, it's not politicized over there, I guess, like it is here.
So the Spanish flu actually came from a Kansas chicken farmer.
Seriously, it came from a Kansas chicken farm.
Hey, Mary Elizabeth.
That's funny.
Mary Elizabeth, she's one of my friends, and
you were talking about her earlier today or yesterday.
I can't remember. I think I was talking to her last night.
Thank you for your prayers.
But yeah, so she was the one. She and her family had it, and she was kind of telling me about their symptoms and how long they lasted and everything.
Oh.
Yeah, my sense of taste and smell is completely gone.
Yes. I never lost my sense of smell or taste. Maybe it wasn't very strong for a day or two, but to me it was like having a really bad head cold. So when I have a really bad head cold, I can't really smell or taste anything anyway, and I have a lot of allergy and sinus issues, so I don't have the greatest smell, period. But you've lost yours.
Yeah.
You have no smell, no taste.
I can sense spice like heat. So
And salt.
when I take the fire cider, I can't taste it at all, but I can sense the spice, and I can detect saltiness, but it's faint, and then I can detect sweetness, but it's very faint. But
Yeah.
I cannot taste. And what really stinks, y'all, is he smoked. We haven't really figured out what kind of
That was
meat
another
that
thing I
is.
wanted to talk about
Yeah.
tonight.
And so far he's been using hickory to smoke meat. I cannot smell it, and to me that is one of the best smells in the world. I can't smell it and I can't taste it, and it's so frustrating.
I got to read this comment. This is from Deb Rich, Enriched Refuge. We got my little brother to pee on the fence when he was about 5. When I discovered that watering the horses with the hose hitting the electric fence, I got shocked at my grams.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Aren't we just terrible to our siblings? Oh my goodness.
Sorry you're not well. I just popped in. Geocache family.
Yes. Thanks for being here.
My daughter's in the ICU. My
Yeah.
daughter's an ICU nurse in COVID hospitals and see the worst cases. Yeah.
I'm very, very thankful that our symptoms have been mild. I mean, even though I feel pretty ratchet right now.
It took my friend 3 months to
It's
get her
been mild.
smell back. Yeah. I hope her smell's not. I hope it comes back sooner than that. I hope it's back in the next 3 days and not 3 months. Definitely not
Or 3 minutes.
3 weeks.
3 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get some water.
Okay. So she mentioned the smoking thing. Was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday I smoked. It turned out it was like a big pork butt, pork shoulder combination thing. We were gifted a cooler of meat cuts, and there was various things in this cooler. From one of our viewers from Missouri that owns their own meat processing. And we weren't quite sure what everything was. It was sealed and packaged, and they gave us a brisket. And the brisket, I smoked it, and it was the bomb. It was amazing. Mm-hmm. I mean, I have instantly become a huge fan of brisket. So there was another package in there that was similar in size and weight, and it looked about the same. So I thought, well, we've got another brisket in here. Let me prepare it and smoke it. So I thought I was smoking a brisket. Again, she's already mentioned I'm not the brightest person in the world. But so
You're making it sound worse than
I know. I'm messing with you. But so I smoked this like I was smoking a brisket. So I probably went just a little bit too long, but it still turned out amazing. But when I pulled it off and got it inside and saw how it started to fall apart, I was like, this is not brisket. Mm-hmm. This is pulled pork. This is like a Boston butt or something.
the texture was really good. It's real
It had
tender.
just been cut differently, so it, and so I went ahead and shredded it all, pulled it all apart, and Emily, our daughter, a while ago, while you were taking a nap, she actually took barbecue sauce and doctored it up with some other things and tried to make a better sauce for it. And so we...
Did it work?
Yeah. Well, she put some heat into it. It's a little hotter than I would like, even though I like heat. It's a tad bit hot, but it's good.
Yeah.
It's better than just your regular out of the bottle barbecue sauce.
My favorite thing with with leftovers, pulled pork leftovers, is either pulled pork tacos or nachos. That's my favorite.
Well, we've got enough pulled pork now to last us till next week sometime.
Good, because I'm
if
not cooking
longer.
anytime soon.
I mean, it's a
Emily's
lot
been
of
cooking, though.
it's
She's
a lot of pulled pork. It's I put it in 2 containers, just plumb full of just pulled pork, and man, the burnt ends. What some people call them the burnt tips. I just call them the burnt ends. Man, they are amazing. The rub I used was intended for the brisket. Turned out it's awesome on this too. So happy mistake.
Yeah.
It was a happy mistake, but I now know that smoker is going to be amazing for pulled pork. It's amazing for brisket, and we know it's amazing for pork chops.
Oh, yeah.
The pork chops are just fantastic, and actually it's really amazing for corn on the cob. So,
One thing we haven't done yet, and when I get my taste buds back, smoked wings is what I want to do. Chicken
smoked wings, yeah.
Chicken wings.
We've tried chicken out there, and I just can't get the chicken to smoke really good. The skin on the chicken wants to dry out and get tough, and I have.
But I mean, we're learning though. It's
The meat's great and the meat's juicy, but the skin in the smoker just doesn't do well. And I've watched videos on how to remedy that, and I've tried it, and I can't get it to work. So again, I'm a newbie at it. So
Mike said, "Wait till you are all better, and then I can try the wings too."
yeah. Oh, yeah. This would have been perfect. All the pulled pork, it would have been perfect to invite them over and say, just come over and have. We'll do it again.
Yeah, I
we'll
haven't
do it
had
again.
dinner yet, so all this talk about food is making me hungry. One thing I made myself the other day, just for anybody that, if you're under the weather, I bought some. The Great Value brand of organic chicken broth is really, really good. It's probably the best tasting chicken broth store-bought that I've ever bought or ever had. But I just heat that up on the stove, and then when it gets to boiling, I add some egg noodles, and then what did I put in there? I think I just put some garlic powder, that stuff. Anyway, it was really good.
Stepping back in time, Kentucky. Now I got to go find foods. Yeah.
Barbecue pineapple chicken. Oh, that sounds good.
Mike, well, snap.
It's an undisclosed location. That's awesome. Yeah.
Ethan has his RV hooked up. Yeah.
Yeah, in an undisclosed location. He was talking earlier. He said that he put a ham hock in the Instant Pot and that it was really good.
So you're getting a little bit of appetite?
I've not lost my appetite.
Okay. Well, that's good.
I just can't taste anything.
Yeah.
Hey, there's Mandy.
Hey, it's the Bills.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's see.
Boy, I'm glad she popped in now, or they popped in now, instead of early, because at the beginning of our video, Tangi was just, you could tell you've had a rough day and you just woke up from a nap.
I mean, look at me. I cannot. I'm like shocked.
But show her your shirt.
Every time I look and see how pale I am, I'm just like, holy cow.
But show her your shirt.
Look what Jackie.
Oh,
had
yes,
for
I
me.
did. Oh, she's been here a while. Okay, they've been here a while. They just
Look.
hadn't been saying anything.
Isn't that nice? I love that. Oh, yeah.
Sometimes people will say something and we think they just popped in, but
Good night, Archer Miss. Thank you for being here.
yes, thank you
I know,
so
I
much
love
for
the
joining
shirt.
us. And
It's a very-
I'm terrible with catching all the comments. We butchered about 60 birds this year.
Wow.
He was talking to North Star about that, but that is awesome.
Yeah.
That is something that we eventually would like to do as well.
this spring.
That soon?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I think we might go in with another
With Mike.
with Mike on some equipment to do some meat birds. We went in with Mike to buy the birds. We both built our coops about the same time.
We went in with Mike to get birds to save on shipping,
Yeah.
and then Mike surprised us and gifted us our birds. because
he's a good guy.
Because they're kind of awesome like that. So yeah, so we
The
we
bill
were,
said they'll come help butcher, and then Mike says you're hired.
yeah.
I can tell you
Yeah.
one thing. We can definitely, if you want to come help, the one thing we can do between us and between Mike, or Wilderness Survival Simplified, we'll feed you. We can definitely feed people and treat them to a good time. But yeah, I mean, again,
That'd be awesome.
that's another thing that our homestead, we want to bring that addition to, and meat birds and
Yeah.
maybe even rabbits.
Well, what was funny, so I was laying in bed and Jackie came in there and he said, do you think you can come in here for a little while?
Just for a few
And I was
minutes.
like, no. And he said, but I have a surprise for you. And I was like, what is it? And he said, I wanted to surprise you live. So then I'm laying there and I'm going, did he get more land?
Oh gosh.
Did he buy a goat?
You're thinking huge. You're thinking big.
I never know with you though. I was like, what could it possibly be? Yeah, and then I was thinking
Did
like,
I buy a goat?
a goat?
How funny
I'm
would that
unwell,
be?
but I'm unwell though.
To surprise you live in a video, pulling a goat in here.
That would be awesome though.
The little baby goat.
I don't know where we'd put it, but that
Little
would be
baby
awesome.
goat about the size of Bo.
Yeah. But let me tell y'all though, this week, okay, so when our chickens last week laid their first eggs, that night, which was last Monday, right? We got 2 eggs in one day.
Yeah, about
Okay.
a week ago, our chickens started laying eggs.
So we got 2 eggs in one day. Okay, so last Monday night, I dreamt that I went out to the coop and there were eggs everywhere, like dozens and dozens of eggs just everywhere. And like I was running out of room in my little bucket. And so anyway, I was so excited to find more eggs that I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
And I could not wait to
Yeah.
go back out to see if there were any more eggs. And I went out there. As soon as I saw the chickens coming out of the coop, there was not a single egg in there. And then, of course, later we went, in the afternoon, and that one had gone back in there and had laid an egg. But anyway, it has just been such a joy.
Yeah.
Finally having these chickens. And now that they're starting to lay, and it's just awesome.
I'm glad they're starting to earn their keep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we are thinking we've got to reconfigure the coop. So we're trying to think of we're going to add more nesting boxes because we have 4 in there, and I can see in the coop little areas where they're scrunching down in the bedding.
Yeah, we really got to figure out. We've got to put more nesting boxes in there. We just have to figure out what we're going to use.
Yeah, and trying to figure out. I did stack the nesting boxes on top of each other. That didn't work because they knocked them. Well, one of them, all the bedding fell through the slats. I didn't think that went through, obviously. And the other one, they just knocked it off. But anyway, yeah. And then yesterday, I found an egg outside on the ground where they had kicked out some of the straw, but
a pallet
anyway.
goat barn build would be my next project. We could take all the pallets that we've got around the garden.
Hackett's Healing Hollow. No, I have not lost my appetite. I've just lost my taste and smell.
Yeah.
Which is funny.
And energy.
Because I'm eating like I can taste everything, but I can't.
And you've lost your energy.
Oh yeah.
That was the worst thing for me, is I just felt tired. Mm-hmm. I felt like I had a bad head cold, and I just felt tired. Now, out of all of us in the family, I'm the only one that actually went and got tested, and I tested positive, so we know that's what we've got. But I also work for the federal government, so it was probably important that I get tested and that they immediately take me off the schedule for a few weeks. And actually, I'm supposed to start back to work tomorrow, but because I have a family member that I'm still around and exposed to, they're giving me a few extra days home. So I don't have to go in tomorrow. It'll probably be a couple more days.
Yeah.
See how you do.
Never Enough Time says, once you are set up with your coop and chickens, is it physically difficult to care for them? Not at all.
No, the hardest part was
very
just
easy to
setting everything up. Now that we've got it all set up, and especially now that we've got the fencing, that is going to make it so much more simple to take care of out there. No, I mean, we go out and clean out the coop once every week or two, once every couple of weeks. Put new pine shavings in.
Yeah,
and
we're not
everything.
cleaning it completely out every time. We'll clean it out some, but then we'll just kind of pile a bunch of shavings on top of it, kind of like the deep litter method.
You don't have to clean the whole coop out. There's certain areas in the coop where you can tell that they make more of a mess.
Yeah.
And so you clean that out. The rest of it, you can go a week and that stuff still looks really good. Just sprinkle a little bit more. Put another inch or two of pine shavings on there. They'll pack it down, and actually, instead of cleaning it out every time, you just add a little bit more and a little bit more and let it kind of layer. And then you can do a big clean like once a month or something like that.
Yeah. So I was telling him we need to go ahead and winterize the coop, which I think really all we need to do is just the doors that he made out of barn wood have gaps in them, and so we just need to cover the inside to prevent cold drafts coming through.
That won't be hard at all. That'll be a simple fix.
Yeah.
We've got all week to do that. Looking at the weather this week, we're not supposed to get any rain for the next 6 or 7 days, and starting tomorrow, it's supposed to be in the 60s.
Bye, Ethan. Thanks for hanging out with us.
See ya, Ethan. Thank you for joining us. It's supposed to be in the 60s and 70s the whole week.
Really?
So,
cool.
Yeah, I think by the end of the week, it might even get up to 80.
Very cool.
So it's going to be nice and warm. Lord willing that, we get our energy back and get going again. At least I'll have another couple of days to get out there and just prepare everything that needs to be prepared in case... When usually winter hits, it hits hard and it hits fast. It almost seems like it goes straight from summer to winter.
Yeah, we'll have like 2 weeks of fall.
Yeah.
If that.
So we actually had a really hard freeze last night. When I woke up this morning, the water bowls outside for the dogs were frozen. So we had a hard enough freeze to freeze, buckets of water outside. So this was our first hard freeze, which means we need to go out and clean out our raised beds. We need to pull our pepper plants and just some of the old, flowers, the zinnias and stuff. Some of them are just dead. There's dead flowers out there that need pulling.
Yeah. Yeah, Donna, they should, if you got them back in May, because we got ours. Of course, I don't know the breed and I don't know any of that stuff, but as far as like age goes, seems like they're old enough that they should start laying now. But
we got about 5 minutes left.
Where we are in South Central Kentucky. That's where we're located.
Yeah, we're about an hour north of Nashville.
That's where we are.
In Kentucky.
Yep. But yeah, I was actually reading this morning on winterizing the coop. What else was I reading?
Wow, 24 last night, 31 right now.
And I was not fodder, but sprouting for your chickens to give them some fresh greens in the wintertime. So we'll be doing that.
I was just reminded, because North Star Prepsteader is so good at posting links and stuff. she's talking about getting your seeds now, and a link to MI Gardner. If y'all start buy your seeds now, because with COVID and the shortage in 2020, the way it is, word has it that seeds are all going to be a little bit higher next spring. So if you want to kind of get what you can now, because they may go up.
So yeah, that's not far from us at all, Joy Blessed Life.
Last summer we
Very
lived in
close.
Franklin, Kentucky.
Yeah, very close.
So you're not in Franklin now? Did you move? Because that is super close to us.
Yeah, that's very close. Yeah, and one thing that I was very intentional this year was saving more of my own seeds, because of the shortage. I did not save any tomato seeds. That is one thing that I am that I have not learned how to do yet. But I saved my own. What else did I save? I saved the purple whole peas, pinto beans, okra, both kinds.
They moved to the Smoky Mountains.
Oh wow, very
So
cool.
yeah, that's awesome. You're still not too far away from us. We're
It's
what?
about 4 hours.
Yeah, 3.5 to 4 hours for us to get to like the Pigeon Forge area. We did not get any flack. I don't think we got any flack or static from last week's live.
Oh wow.
I kind of expected it, but
Well, other than the fact that we got about 30 thumbs down.
we got a lot of thumbs down. But yeah, I mean, when we were talking about how we were sick and the COVID and the crackdown, and we got into some government and politics about it, yeah. And I didn't really expect to get that deep into it, but
It just takes on a life of its
I
own
guess
sometimes.
we kind of got a little emotional. It got us fired up, which we just need to stay calm, realize that God's got this. He's in control. We definitely need to be responsible and do our part.
Right. And we never said that we weren't doing
Yeah,
that.
we
just don't like the overreach.
We need to do our part, but we also need to pray that God will take care of the things that's out of our control.
Yeah. See, I thought you guys did a great. Oh, well, thank you, Molly.
We appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't regret anything that we said or how we feel about things.
I envy.
Yeah.
Wait. I envy your weather conditions. Last Monday we had 4 inches of snow and 4 degrees.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, that was one of the things I was reading about with the chickens is like, how for those of you who haven't been here long, these are our first chickens. So it's definitely a learning experience for us. But yeah, I was reading about how their wattles and their combs are very they can easily get frostbitten. And so we can grease them up with some Vaseline or whatever to protect their combs and things like that. And
I do have a light in the coop. We could easily add a heat bulb in there to keep it warm. I have the light on a timer, and it's just a regular bulb. Now, even a regular bulb is inside the coop it's gonna provide a little bit of heat inside the coop. I've got it on a timer where it comes on right before sunset and stays on for about an hour. That way, the light's on in the coop. They all know it's time to go to bed, and when it gets dark, by the time the sun sets, they're all inside.
Yeah.
And then it goes off. But I could extend the timer, keep it on more during the night, and even add a heat lamp if we need to in there.
Yeah.
I'd rather not.
Right.
I think a
I would
regular
rather
light bulb
not.
is going to be fine.
Yeah.
But I might want to run the light longer.
And it's funny too. Yeah, I mean, and we're not. I wouldn't say that we're not doing that to make them lay or anything like that. I want to raise our chickens as naturally as possible. And if the Lord has set their body to rest for a time, then that's exactly what they need to do. I'm not gonna force them to. lay
Linda
eggs.
says no heat lamp, too dangerous. Yeah, I know it's dangerous, but it's not anywhere near a building.
Chickens need to stay dry. They have a body temp of 104. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I think a regular light bulb will suffice.
For a little, yeah.
Yeah. When we bought them as chicks, we had the heat lamp on them
Yeah.
and their little totes. And
Yeah, and I think, and we'll, what is it? It's like if it gets like down to 0, which that is unusual for our area. We don't usually experience temperatures that cold. But definitely making sure that there's plenty of bedding, pine shavings in there. Making sure that we, like I said, we're going to insulate the inside of their doors.
the ventilation helped stop the frostbite. My girls were getting. The coop was too airtight. So yeah, that's one reason I don't want to seal it up.
No,
too
that's
bad.
not what I said to do. Because we have the vents on the side. They have airflow. And that's what because if it gets too airtight, the moisture can build up in the coop and you don't want moisture. So we are going to have airflow, but just the beautiful barnwood doors that he built on either side of the coop, where one side we clean out, the other side we get the eggs. There's space between the slats of the doors.
Not much.
Well,
I can't stick my finger through it. I mean, it's less than a pinky.
but we need to
Maybe an eighth of an inch.
insulate that, but we have, like I said, we have vents in the top, and that should be plenty.
We're in Arkansas, and we've never provided them heat once we put them in the
Stepping
coop.
back.
You can also give them pepper flakes in their food.
Okay.
What zone are we in? Somebody's asking.
We're in 6B.
6B. Deep bedding. Yeah, I think if we just add extra bedding for them to
Ooh, hip bedding.
bed down in and stay warm.
I don't know where we would find hip bedding in this area, but that's really interesting. I was reading the blog Homestead and Chill. Deanna, I don't know if you guys follow her on Instagram or follow her blog, but she was talking about how she prefers straw since it is hollow, that it acts as a really good insulation. But I like pine shavings though. It just seems cleaner to me, and but I even try to pretend like I know what I'm doing over here. So if somebody says straw is better, then maybe we can mix the two.
And usually I will get a 1 or 2 bales of straw anyway every winter, because I will put straw in the doghouse outside and give something for our dogs to bed down in. And so that seems to have been working. And then the extra straw we would just throw on our raised beds and kind of cover up like the strawberries and stuff like that. So that's something I can do again this week, is get a couple of bales of straw and go from there.
Yeah, we're not talking about caulking the doors. We actually have, we had a metal roof put on last summer, and that insulation that they put between the existing roof and the new roof, we still have a lot of that left. And
it's a roll of that. It's shiny on one side and white on the other.
And it's really thin.
It's like a paper insulation that goes under a metal roof.
Yeah. So I was telling him we can just staple it to the inside of the doors, and then
they'll probably peck it all off.
Oh well, that's true.
I bet they will.
I was gonna say, and then
I already have it.
Pop the staples off. When it starts getting warm again.
The metal ceiling. We have a metal roof on our chicken coop, and that insulation is actually in the chicken coop. So the roof is insulated.
Yeah.
The walls are very thick because I made the coop out of pallets. So it's thick pallet wood.
Well, thanks for being here, Fleetwood Patch. I like your
Thank you.
name.
Yes. Yeah, great to meet y'all. Look forward to watching your channel. Thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I hate saying that, but it does help with our analytics. But yeah, I love seeing that we get new people watching us each week. That is fun. We appreciate that greatly. We do. And I don't know if any of y'all watched the Stivers, but they told a hilarious story about trick-or-treating and him putting a mask on and trying to hide and scare the kids. And, and we actually talked. That's one of the perks of being a parent. You can mess with the kids. Sometimes it's fun to scare the kids.
Oh, wow. Thanks, Kathy.
But, yeah.
She found hint bedding on Amazon and shared the link.
Really?
We'll have to look at that.
Thank you. They're in geocache families in Colorado.
Cool.
And you know how cold it gets there. They've never given their heat, deep bedding, lots of fresh foods and vitamins. Yeah, I think we'll be fine. It doesn't get super cold here. I mean, it will get below freezing. We have ice, we have a little bit of snow, but it doesn't get crazy cold here. We're not in a high elevation. We're below 1,000 feet. Yeah, I think as long as as long as all of our chickens stay healthy, you got all of them huddled up in the coop. We've got a light bulb in there if we need it. I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm just a new chicken mama. I'm worrying.
Yeah,
I'm
we
worrying
want to
over the
do
babies.
we want to do it right, and we don't want to do something wrong and mess up and lose our chickens,
Right.
and then know that it was our fault because we didn't do our research.
Right. Yeah, but everything that you guys are saying is very, very helpful. So thank you.
It does. We appreciate that. We go live to chat with you, and you guys end up helping us.
Yeah. But y'all, we've been getting like an egg a day, and it has been so awesome. I made egg drop soup too. That was another thing I made before I completely lost my taste. I made an egg drop soup with our chicken eggs, and it was really, really good.
Yeah.
Did some fresh grated ginger in there, and the eggs, and that. I'm telling y'all that the Walmart organic chicken broth is so tasty. If you don't have any homemade, oh my goodness, it's really, really good.
We are past our hour.
Yeah, and I need to go to bed.
Yes. So, hey, sign us off here.
All right, so guys, until next time, remember to be vigilant, be prayerful, and be prepared.
Y'all have a great week. God bless. Y'all be safe.
Yes, God bless you guys.
See ya.